All right, in this module, we're going to cover what happens when our attacker or our opponent has gotten us to the ground. Whether they pull us down, they punch us down, they're on top of us, we're on top of them. There'll be a variety of different positions we're going to cover. When both knees are to the ground, when one knee is up, north, south, sideways, in the guard, and on top. So we're going to troubleshoot some quick scenarios and how we can best get back to our feet, because that is our number one priority. We do not want to stay on that ground no matter how good we are at being on the ground. We need to get back up. All right, here we are. We've been knocked to the ground. How do we get to the ground? We've been pushed, we've been pulled, we've been punched, we've been tackled. No matter what it is, I'm on the ground. In this first part of the scenario, Mick's going to be standing above me. A really precarious position. Needs to be addressed very effective. We've got to be careful how we get up and how we get to our knees. Often, we try to jump to our knees or get to our feet in a position that really leaves us vulnerable to my opponent kicking me, kneeing me, or punching me. So Mick, let's bring you in here. So right from here, first part of the scenario is that I am on the ground and Mick is at the brim of fire here, on the edge here. What can I do to do this? The first one we're going to show, this is nothing new, but it's a very effective way to get up. So what happens from here is I'm going to turn to my side, all right? And turning to my side, in this case, I chose to go to my left side. So my left elbow is at about a 90-degree angle, supporting my weight. My right hand, in this case, is in front of my knee, kind of protecting in case Mick goes up with a front kick. And so I have something to protect my face from that punter or what have you. So I go up to my forearm and then up to my hand. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to support my weight with my right foot and my right hand. This is getting my butt up. Once my butt's up off the ground, making me light, it allows me to get back up. Right from here, I kick. I go forward. And what we're trying to do is elicit a response to either Mick being kicked or that he gets back out of the way. He moves his foot out of the way. Once I have that, see how my body weight is up? Two ways to get up. First way is for guys who do not have that flexibility, they're going to come back to their knee and then get up to their feet. Those who have flexibility or the dexterity to do so, once they kick, when Mick backs up, I bring my foot back slightly, drop my foot down, and then get back up to some sort of an athletic stance and be able to execute either an escape or an attack. So one more time, Mick. Here, I've been knocked down the first part. Up. Here, I kick at Mick. He backs up. As he backs up, foot comes back on my knee at first, then straight up. The next one more time. I've kicked. He backs up. Weight supported. Right foot, left leg. From here, hand stays in front. Don't let that hand drop because he still might come back at you. From here, up, and then back to my stance. The next thing in the continuum, when my opponent's at the end of my brim of fire, the end of my fighting measure on the ground, this range constantly changes from stand up to the ground to the clinch, so on and so forth. Anyway, Mick is here. He's at the end of my range here. I'm on the ground. I'm on my back in this position, okay? What do I do next? Well, we have an option here, which does take a little bit of athleticism and a little bit of work, but I encourage you to work on it because, boy, it's the last thing they really expect. Often what happens when someone's at the end of your range here and you're on your back is they tend to bend down a little bit and start to chastise you, say, hey, I'm going to kick your ass, I'm going to do whatever. So often their head level lowers. So it presents a possible target for us. So let's back up a little bit. So I'm here like this and Mick's at the end of my range. He can stay tall enough. I have the flexibility to get up to him. But if he lowers it, it makes my job even easier. Right from here, I switch up. Right from here, I switch up. I go to my hand. When I go to my hand, I raise my pelvis up. It's important. I'm using both feet. My left foot in this case is out. I'm driving my pelvis as high as I can. So this is an exercise you can do on your own to get that flexibility. Right from here, I go down. I come up. One more time. Up and kick. Right up to his head. The kick is kind of an arcing kick. I'm supporting my weight on my bottom foot and on my bottom hand, and you can get tremendous power with this kick. When you practice this, use a Thai pad, use a focus pad, you'll be shocked at the power you can generate. I've done this live in MMA fights where the guy had no clue that this kick was coming and ended the fight. So It's pretty powerful. One more time. I'm here. I drive up. Pelvis comes up, kick, and then get up. Quite honestly, once you kick that guy, by the way, he's not going to be standing there like this. You'll have knocked him silly, and he'll be several feet away, so it allows you to get up a little bit easier. So on our first one was the kick to the head. And some of us may or may not have the flexibility or the ability to do that, or perhaps our opponent is just too tall. Someone's 6'5", so on and so forth, and let's say you're 5'2" or 5'4". It's probably not a reasonable expectation to kick him in the head no matter what your flexibility is. The target is just too high, so we're going to go bring it down. I wouldn't recommend kicking to the body from the outside to the inside. Too easy for them to counter. It doesn't generate the results we're looking for. They can catch it and then put you in a whole nother precarious position. But we're going to go below the waist, and we're going to take it at the kneecap and at the thigh. Quite honestly, I would prefer you kick right at the knee. The thigh, yeah, it's a good, powerful kick. It's more of a sport-ass thing, but we're looking to generate results so we can get back up. So again, right from here, I come up to here. Now, it's not as necessary to get that pelvis up, but if you get that pelvis up, it'll help you generate the velocity you're looking for in that kick. From here, I come up and I drive. See my hips coming forward, and I kick right there at that. That's what we're looking for. The thigh kick is good, but that you're probably being too nice, because if you're on the ground, this guy's on top, you're trying to come at you. You want to get more bang for your buck. I would take the knee. I'll go a little bit higher so not to mess up Mick's knee. From here, boom, that's the kick, and come back up to your feet. And you always constantly want to be working, getting up to your feet, fast and effective, keeping your head out of range. So in your training, whether you're kicking a pad low, maybe 5 or 10 kicks, hop up to your feet, one kick up to your feet every single repetition, so we can start to drill that in our muscle memory. To get any sort of motor pattern, it takes about 200 to 300 repetitions just to sort of get it down. And you want to make sure that in those 200 to 300 repetitions, just so you get it down. It doesn't mean you're by any means an expert, but we don't want to develop a bad habit motor skill or muscle memory, because then it takes about 2,000 to 3,000 repetitions just to correct it, just to kind of get it back to ground zero. So we want to be vigilant that what we're doing is proper, that we're not doing it wrong from the get-go, and then, of course, the tons of repetitions and proper repetitions on that. What we're going to do here now is a skill drill when my opponent's standing above me, enabling me to get into a variety of positions to potentially kick our opponent, and it's just a skill drill to roll either side, left side, backwards, upside down, and kind of always be aware of where we're at, okay? Okay, when we're in this position here, Mick is still at the end of my, at the bottom of my feet. Right from here, we do have an opportunity. If it presents itself, I've done it live, and it works very well. So essentially what happens is I'm going to come to my side. I'm going to take my bottom side leg. My bottom side leg is just going to wrap right at the heel. I don't want it to go higher necessarily, kind of right at the heel, and I want to curve my foot in just a little bit. As I'm on my side, here, this foot comes up. On the side, like I'm side bicycle pumping. Now I like to drive a little bit below the knee. Maybe if this is Mick's knee here, maybe 6 inches below the knee here. You could go lower, and you can go right on the knee. You certainly don't want to go above the knee, because then he can counter that, okay? This foot needs to be tight up on against the heel, because if I go like this, he can step out of it. Step out of it, go backwards. There we go, out of it. There we go. Now we're here, and we have this foot under here. We go to push. Now this would be a kick through, a powerful kick. You're not looking just to push them and trap them down, unless you're messing with some sort of a sport, MMA or something like that. But in the street, it needs to be a powerful, dynamic kick. So right from here, but I'll go slow. We'll go through the motion just so you can see what we're doing, is I'm driving here and pushing and getting that angle to drive him down. Now once he's down in this position, what do I want to do? How do we get up? Look, my feet are kind of tangled. This is what I don't want. That's no good. So here's what we want to do. My foot was here. Here, I just dropped it down. Hands down. Feet hop up. A lot of our explosion has happened from our hands hitting the mat and us hopping directly from being on the side of our body up to our feet as fast as possible. One more time. Stay there, Mick. He's here. Boom. My hand. I'm like, I just took him down. Because this is a scramble. A lot of times the guy who scrambles better is going to be the one who's at the more advantageous position. Both hands on the mat. I use the free foot here, hop up to my feet and get up. That's what we want to do. Some skill training drills, some solo command and mastery drills are to get back on our feet quickly. You have to learn how to scramble fast and effective. Get up to your feet as fast as possible. Get into where you're balanced, and so you can, escape, or so you can renew your attack. So one of the first drills we do, real simple, is just being on your knees. And this is more of a beginner level kind of a drill, and then we'll kind of progress with a few options. First one, a bag. It could be some sort of a step. It could be some sort of a chair, whatever. We just happen to have a heavy bag here, which is pretty good, because also you would do this off your opponent. Perhaps you'd push directly off them. But essentially, I'm pushing on my opponent and just hopping up to my feet. Not rocket science, but we need to learn that explosion. When I train fighters, I'm shocked at some of the guys' inability to hop up in one motion, and this helps us to do that. Okay, so right from here, my hands, I'm slapping. I'm not slowly pushing. I'm ballistically driving my hands down, driving my feet up, so my feet come up. I have my kung fu stance, and then I can get back to where I need to get. So let me just give you a couple here. That's one, two, and one more. So you have the idea how to do that with the bag. Now, the next one would be, we've dropped to the ground, is to do it off the ground. Or you might have to do hand slap, up to your feet. Hand slap, boom, up to your feet. I tend to use my fingers more because it gets me a little bit more elevated. You have to make sure your hands and fingers are strong enough to do that. So I'm here, up, right up to my feet. Very simple motion. The next one from here, I'm kind of on my side. And you could, of course, practice these all on the bag or some sort of elevation to help you get up. Both hands down. Feet come under. On my side. Feet come under. You want to do this both left side and right side. Okay, from flat on the ground. We fall. Back up to your feet. One more time. To get back up. So there's no delay. There's no time break. This is really pretty critical to get up to your survival. And the last one to help develop this explosive is not use your hands at all. So essentially I'm here, and I hop up. And I hop up to my feet. Takes a little bit more athleticism, but I really think you should practice all those possibilities. Both left side, right side, and every possible position you can think of to get up to your feet to get to where you need to go. Okay, the next drill we're going to do is a partner training drill. How to hop up to your feet. You could do one foot then the other foot, but let's try, in this scenario, let's go with both feet. So what Steve's going to do for me right here is he's just going to lock on the guard, lock his legs around me. He's doing nothing but holding on. And when I elevate, he's going to remain holding on. This is going to really work my explosiveness. It's going to really test my balance, my ability to effectively stand in front of him, which I want to do. So it's just a skill training drill, although it directly translates to fighting. So right from here, my hands are going to be on Steve. They can be on his biceps. They can be on his abdomen. They can be on his chest. It's completely up to you how you want to do it. Only thing I'm removing is to slay him on, to not to abuse his body. So I'm just going to push up. Right here, best to be on your toes, not flat-footed like this and down, because you will not get that explosion that you're looking for. Okay, here, I hold up, I hop up to my feet. I get into my horse stance, arc my back about a 45-degree angle. I elevate slightly. Steve holds on. This is so I can X punches. I'm not looking for punches here. I'm just looking to maintain a good balanced position. Let's go back down. Here, hop up. Like this. Thank you, sir. Want to do maybe 10 to 20 of those. Do them for a time limit and then switch up. The next part is Mick's working his way up the body. So now he's up a little closer around my knees, the thighs. One leg in and one leg out, and you want to work again both left side and right side. So right from here, Mick's right here in this position here. Now there are several options. I'm going to probably give you one or two. The issue that needs to be addressed is here, even if you're doing, let's say, jiu-jitsu or submission wrestling, is how long do I have to spend wrapping up, going for knee bars and stuff, and then how effective am I actually at that? Remember, he's just standing here right now. Is he dropping punches? Does he have a weapon? You know, there's a whole bunch of questions that we have to ask. So the more complicated the move is, the less likely we're going to be successful at it. That's the reality. This is a street fight. It's far more dangerous. If you're doing sport, then you need to explore those possibilities on the sport aspect of it. But for a street, simplicity is the key. Okay, so right from here, mix here, and we're going to go up to the same position we were at before. This foot comes in sideways. I am at 90-degree angle on this hand. This foot comes back. Excuse me for a second. So I'm sitting up. I go like this. That's what I'm looking to get. At that point in time, I'm going to drive my pelvis forward. Mick's leg will be trapped between my legs. I'm actually taking him down with my pelvis. So right from here, Mick, he's right here. Leg up a little bit. Here, I'm in here. My hands are going to be up. Of course, the question is, why would you not kick him in the groin? This is not easy to do from this position. Yeah, I could sit up and punch him in the groin. I potentially could kick him in the groin, but the groin is a funny thing. Sometimes you can take a full shot right in the groin and nothing happens. I was Thai boxing or kickboxing the other week, and I took a completely clean shot to the groin. I took air. Boom, hit the ground. I'm waiting for the tidal wave of pain to come. It didn't come. I don't know what happened. Somehow the pain missed me. Subsequently, I was walking through my house. My hand went down, brushed my groin, and I hit the ground. So you never know what level of pain you're going to either receive or get when you hit the groin. So those are some things to consider when we're in here. But anyway, with that being said, we're going to use this technique here. I come up, I drive. Now right from here, I drive my pelvis up. Mixed legs being trapped either on my groin or on my thigh. I drive up and I go forward. And he falls. At this point in time, here's the key. I don't want to jump on top of him. I don't know what his level of expertise is. Is he an all-American wrestler or jiu-jitsu practitioner? So I want to get up. My legs are trapped. Here, I trap them. Hand, back up. Okay, to get up. From here, you can execute whatever attack you may like. One more time. Right from here, he's standing above me. My hands are up to protect anything that's going on. And again, when we do this, this has to be fast, dynamic. These aren't slow, methodical moves. It requires explosiveness. Okay? From here, I go. Boom, I drive. Drive him down. And back right out of the fight. All right, next scenario. Mick has both legs over, and he's about at my waist. Okay, again, a terrible position. He has so many options to him, and I have very few. Want to get out of here. What are some options? Again, a quick ballistic sit-up motion. Okay, right from here, I'm going to ballistically sit up. You can grab here, you can reach over. As I do that, my feet come in tight to my butt, especially my right foot if I'm going to my left side. If I'm going to my right side, it's my left foot, and I'm going this way. Right from here, as I sit up, I let this foot drop down. I drive in. Leg comes over. Drive, and drive that leg. And get right back up to your feet. This has to be fast and dynamic for me to get to him down. If I kind of only half-ass it, then he's basically sitting on my back, okay? Then once we get him over, we kind of got caught between his legs. We need to check legs and get back up. Okay, let's try it again, Mick. He's right here. And by the way, you could go underneath too. You can go over, you can trap. Work a variety of options to see what works best for you, okay? Right from here, we'll go slow. I sit up, I grab, I drive. Boom, right from there. And then back up to my feet. Next one, he's standing up to my side, same concept, same scissor roll. Mick is over here next to me. It doesn't matter what leg is forward or backwards. Here he has nothing, again, hands up, so nothing can happen. Right from here, we're going to roll him. So what happens, this arm can drop up, trap the leg. He can trap this leg. If he has the other leg up, switch legs, I can trap this way. Can work all the possible variations. Right from here, I dynamically roll into him. I want to use this leg. This is my power leg. This is what's generating the power. If this leg's like this and I go to push, you're not going to get the desired effect. You need this foot up and tight next so I can maximize all the muscular structure. Drive in dynamically. As I drive in, drive them up, and then get back to our feet. All right, the next thing, mix to my side again. We just did the takedown. So now I'm going to go back in and add a potential kick. We didn't have the kicks when he's standing over my body because my legs were ineffective at that point in time. But from the side position, it works really well. So right from here, I'm mix here. First thing, I'm going to kick with my inside leg first. Left foot comes in tight to my butt. Same principles apply. Lifting my pelvis, go up on my shoulders. The higher I get up my shoulders, the higher I lift my pelvis, the more velocity, the more height they'll get on my kick. Right from here, just like this. Boom, quick shot right there. Switch legs, right foot down. pelvis up, kick with this one. This one I don't like as much, but just for training practices, I would probably work both seats just to kind of develop it. Of course, you would be on the other side possibility as well. Here, the next one is the up kick. As I come back, this foot pushing up, this foot, knee comes as high as I can. Like I'm going to kick open a door, there's a fire and I got to get out of the room. Here, boom, and drive it right up to his face. By the way, when he's standing above me, people have that tendency to lower a little bit, to get in our face, to kind of scare us or intimidate us. I'm going to kick your ass, that kind of thing. As he lowers, it leaves that target so open for me, okay? So right from here, Mick's he's just going to have to take one for the team here. As I go like this, that is the end of the fight. Lights out. Give that a shot. All right, next scenario. He's standing above my head, right here, north-south position, same kind of concept. From here, I'm going to lean back. As I lean back, I'll use his legs to assist me, one or both, depending on where they are. Right from here, as I lean back, come up, drive up with the kicks. Come out and get back to my feet. One more time. Here, up, boom, drive up, turn and get up. Next one is we are on our knees. Been punched in the belly, been snapped down. Maybe for some reason we tried to tap him, we failed, and we're ended up here. This is bad news. His knees, he's got uppercuts, he can just sprawl on top of me. A whole world of trouble is about to confront me. So right from here, I'm here on my hands and knees. I'm going to attack his nearest leg, whether it be his right leg or his left leg. I don't really care. In this case, Mick's leg, his left leg is up. I'm going to dive in. As I dive in, I'm going to bring my shoulder right to his shin. My outside hand, in this case, my right hand, cups at his heel. As I cup at his heel, I drive with my toes. Again, beyond your toes here. I drive forward. As I drive forward, it locks out that knee, and I drop my opponent down. Now, at this point in time, we do have some issues. Some of our Mick's leg is up. As I come up, is he slick enough to add a kick in here? Am I here? Can I back up? Now, I haven't done anything to render my opponent unconscious or to take full advantage of him, so I'm going to put myself now in a position to kind of take over. So, Mick, come back up, please. Mick is up. I drive in, hook the heel, drive forward. He's down. As he is down, what I'm going to do from this position here, as I get up, since I'm on the inside of his leg, I have to worry about this leg. As I get up, I'm going to step with my outside leg, my right leg in this case. From here, as I step up, I pass the leg over, okay? It's here, one. If he's got pants on, sweatpants, some kind of cloth, you want to grab that because it'll give you more control, some sort of a handle, like kind of in judo, okay? From here, one, hop up. Now, once I'm on my foot here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my weight to my front foot. Right from there, hop right up to our feet. All right? At this point in time, we can choose to continue to execute some sort of a finish, restraining hold, or to escape. Let's see it one more time. Down, I drive in, knock him down, pass over, up, other foot up, and then we can make the decision as what to do next. Next position, bad news. He's on top of me. One knee down, one knee up. And of course, we want to work both sides. The issue is not everyone's just going to have the standard mount like you would see in MMA. This is more likely a street scenario, more of an untrained response, but also can be trained. He has so much more leverage on this. He's holding me down. This time he's just putting here. It could be on my throat, choking me out. He's rendered my legs kind of useless. How much jiu-jitsu skill or submission wrestling skill do I have? We're going to make it really simple. His hand goes up right now for just the purpose of it. What I'm going to do from here is my left hand I'm going to do this hooking palm strike. Here, right on the abdomen. As I do this hand is going to chop at his bent leg. As I do that, my feet up next to me, and I'm going to turn to my right-hand side. Right from here, I go, boom, and take him off. Now, once he's off, I was in this position. Remember, we're kind of there before, hands on the mat, and back up to our feet. That's where there's explosions from every possibility. Left side, right side, one arm down, one arm up, that we have to explore. Let's go from a different angle. Let's go this way. Put you on this side, my friend. All right, right from here. This is chopping. Big chop. This at palm hook to the abdomen. I violently turn over. Left foot right next to my butt, driving in. My right foot could be in there, but quite honestly, you're not getting much bang for your buck from there. Right from here, this happens. And he goes. Now, see, look at this position. What the hell is this? I got to get up. It's not perfect. I don't want to roll back down, turn over. I don't want to crawl over to him. Right from here, feet up, hop up to my feet, and execute whatever it is you want to execute next. Okay, again, my opponent's on top of me, Steve's up, hand posted on me. It could be on my throat, it could be on my chest. Very likely scenario. Issue is, can't get through his head, can't eye gouge. The bullshit about hitting the groin here, you cannot generate enough power to do much damage to me. It's not going to happen. And the time I'm worried about coming down here, he's already executed multiple shots. My head is bouncing off the concrete. Major trouble for me. So one of the things I do is just a bridge. Not a wrestler's bridge or a pelvis bump, whatever you want to call it. My feet, both feet coming to my hips. I drive up. Hands would go on the waist. I drive up. In this case, I'm going to go to my left-hand side. It could be my right-hand side. It doesn't really matter. As I drive up, I go ballistic and go up, boom, and throw my opponent off. Now, when we're in this position here, we're kind of side to side, what do? He's not finished from here, so I need to get up. So when I'm here in this position, how do I get up? I don't want to roll up into the guard from here. Right from here, I go forward. I'm using my weight on my shoulder, and what happens is called an orderly retreat. Right from here, I go back to my knees and back up to my feet. Let me just do the solo. So right from here, I'm on my opponent. I've pushed him sideways. This foot, this shoulder, if I'm on my hand, that's great. Okay? Instead of advancing toward him and getting in a wrestling match, all right, all I'm doing is my weight here, and this foot is coming back to my knee so I can get back out of it. I'm just creating enough space so I can get an escape. The other one is, if I threw him far enough off and I'm here, is this leg could come forward and I get up. It's completely dependent on the space that happened when I threw my opponent off of me. There's no right answer to how we get up. And then it's a matter of I get up effectively so he can't kick me and he can't engage me and continue fighting on the ground. One more time, sir. He's on top of me. Right from here, I ballistically drive up and I keep my arms straight and locked out. I push off to the side. At that point in time, we either go forward or we go backwards. Okay? That's what we want to work. A practice drill we can do, and this was taught to me, and I wish I could give the guy credit. I was actually doing a seminar yesterday, and we're talking about giving people credit, and I'm going to give the guy credit. I don't know his name. It was an MMA fighter, a Puerto Rican MMA fighter, and phenomenal, but he showed me this baby in 1999, and I said, wow, this is great. Never heard of the guy, never seen him again. So I don't even know if he's around. But anyway, essentially what happens is when someone's on top of you and you need to explode up, mistake is people come and bring their feet in, and it's a slow push. Slow. I need to make that dynamic. So even if my feet are here and I drive up hard, it's still probably not enough. So what I do to generate that power is I lift my feet up. As I lift my feet up, I bang them down and drive my hips up. Generates that bullet, that ballistic motion I'm looking for. So it's here. As I'm ready to push, they just have to come off the ground a little bit, and I explode. I explode into the direction I want to go. In that case, I chose to go to my left side. You, of course, want to work it on your right side as well. The ballistic, that bang into the feet, that driving up the pelvis as hard as you can, because you may only have one time to do this. So I suggest that you really learn to get ballistic, work on a light switch. Click, bam, ballistic, then go back to where you need to go. Next thing we're going to do is cross side. We'll do when he's kind of holding you in a positional control, and then we'll go from when he's potentially going to strike. Because on the street, ultimately, that's their goal. They're trying to choke you or punch you. How much technique are they going to have? We don't know. But right now, we'll go with Steve. Come on in here, buddy. When Steve comes in, he's locked across side, and we're going to go to this head twist kind of move. So when he's on me like this, he's head down, he's got me locked in. He's got a good grip on me. Right from here, it's tough for me to execute a real good escape without having a whole lot of skill on here. But right here, I'll give you a very simple one. Right from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left arm, I'm going to put it on the top of his head, like this, or my forearm, whatever I can get. When I get that, I shoulder walk up and create this space. He cannot stop me from doing that. At this point in time, you see my left hand is bent. What I want to do is start to push down. I can also continue to walk up to make it happen faster. So essentially my palm is pushing in on Steve's face all the way down at this part, right? So I'm fully extended. I definitely want to get my hand locked out. I don't want to be bent. If I'm bent, yeah, he's going to crush it. If I'm locked out, come back. Yeah, there's no chance, okay? Right from here, as I push as far as I can, at this point in time, my fingers go around the other side of his jaw. So my palm's on his jaw, My fingers go around to the other side. At that point in time, I reach up outside of his arm, grab his hair, grab his head, feet in next to my butt, look to where I want to go, grab, go up, take him down. When I'm here on this position here, do not take your hands off his face. Hands on his face. Put all your weight, as a matter of fact, put all your weight on his face like it's a football three-point stance. Everything you got, put on his face. As I do that, I get up to my feet. I can execute a punch, whatever sort of submission or concession hold I need, or I can get back up to my feet to run away. Again, from cross side, Steve's on me. He's kind of up, elevated. He's got my arm trapped. Matter of fact, his weight's on my bicep. He's leaning up. He's supporting his weight. He's going to come down with everything he's got. Right from here, again, you have to act fast. There can be no delay. Feet in. I'm going to ballistically drive into Steve. Palm out, hook in position. Hop up for a second. My right arm is going to chop under at his legs. What you can do, quite honestly, after the chop, is you can grab his pants, right by the seat of his pants to help with the pull. Not necessary, though, but it is an option to you. Right from here, as he comes up, I drive in, I push in, and I go. Boom. Once he is down, I got to escape. I never want to turn away from him. Down, feet on, hands on the ground, hop up to your feet, and then execute what it is that you need to execute. Worst case scenario, this man is on top of me, knee on belly, which often you'll see quite often in MMA, and since with the big influx of MMA, meaning Spike TV or whatever the heck channel it's on now, people are watching this stuff, people are trying it. They don't even have to be officially really trained in this stuff to kind of pull it off, depending on their level of athleticism. But anyway, long story short, my man's on top of me, chest on, he's pushing me down, got to react right away. So what I'm going to do from here is my left foot's going to come up next to my hip. Left hand in this case, again with that heel palm hook right on the knee. This one's going to strike directly on his other hip. So right from here as he comes in, I go and I move out. One, boom. And that's what we're looking to do. Let's try it again, and then we're going to give you the solution as what to do after that. Steve's up on top. Hand raises right from here. We have no time to waste. Hands go to the knee, to the hip, left foot in this case. Up next to my butt. Shrimp your butt out. Ballistic bang. Now right from here, a very awkward position, what's going to happen? He can jump back on me. It's okay. I'm in a better position. But we have some quick strikes right from here. My left hand is going to come up to this side of the head. As my left hand comes up to this side of the head, boom, we have the knee right away. Right here, boom, right this way. This guy's so skilled, he's able to block right away. So right from here, there we go. So he got the hint. Crap, we have that knee. We have knees to the abdomen right away. So once we get that knee here, continue pushing with your left hand. Continue it out like a stiff arm in football. Make sure it stays on his face. Drive it out. Do not let it bend. And this is allowing me to escape out the back door. One more time, Steve. All right, here we go. On my belly, right from here, I push. Boom, falls. Top side hand slaps. Knee. And see, my left arm stays extended from here. My feet are going to switch. And I continue the push till I get up to my feet. And then I can execute whatever it is I need to execute. Next terrible scenario is my opponent is north-south position. He's got a hold of me. We're going to twist him out. He's going to be holding me down. I'm going to reach around as he's on me. My invisible opponent's on top of me. His head's here. My arms are entangled. I'm going to move my hips out. As I move my hips out, my hand's going to come around, grab his jaw. Once I grab his jaw, feet in next to the butt, lift my pelvis up, look to where I want to go. As I do that, I roll over and end up on top of my opponent. At this point in time, I switch hands. If I'm right-handed, my left hand stands on to posts on his face. Stiff arm up so we can deliver a shot. We're on our knees so we can get to our feet. Let me demonstrate this for you. Ready, brother? Next response. Steve's up here. He's posted up. His hands up, ready to deliver the shot. Oh, it's even worse than the last position. Right from here, this takes a little bit of mat time. You got to learn how to spin on your back. But boy, it's certainly an effective move. Right from here, my right hand in this case is going to trap on the arm. Can trap the elbow, can trap right here on the forearm. Left hand on the body. Right from here, once I do that, my feet are going to come up. I'm going to push. Come right inside. Bottom side leg in this case, knee goes across the belly here. This foot comes up. I might have a couple possible targets. Depending where his face is, I have a kick to the face. If it's not, I have the kick on the body or on the shoulder. It's completely situational. So right from here, this comes up, and I push bicycle pump kick as hard as I can. From there, hands on the mat, and then back to my feet. Okay, now in this position here, a quick escape when we got pulled down to this guy. Often, remember how we said we get pulled because we're locked down, so they're not always in the dominant position. I mean, we're in the scrap. He grabbed me, he fell down, he wraps his legs around me. Outside of me punching, I want to still execute some sort of an escape. And this requires a little bit of skill. There's a nerve that runs on the inside of your legs and the outside. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put pressure on that. But it's often being taught where there's a slow, methodical amount of pressure, and it depends on how you apply that pressure, which will elicit the appropriate response that we're looking for. So essentially, Steve's on me like this. So I'm grabbing his trunks, and I'm bringing my elbows in. Now, if you've seen this before, what happens is guys slowly push on. And the issue is, reality, in street grappling or a fight, he can punch. I don't have that time to slowly do that. Also, it tends not to elicit the effect I'm looking for. So right from here, when I come in, once we're here and I've locked on, I come in, I push off, and elbow's going to come in. You'll see how quick this opens up. Right from here, and the legs just pop open. So what I've done is I've used my elbows on that nerve, a quick jerk, opens the legs up, and then I can hop up to my feet and get out. Next scenario is I've been pulled down on top of my opponent, and he's got a hold of me around my waist. As we talked about in other DVDs and other seminars and so on and so forth, is that the combat clock is ticking. So even if I'm very good on the ground, even though I'm in an advantageous position where potentially I could ground and pound him, finish him off relatively quickly, the goal here is for me to get back up to my feet because of all the other possibilities that may go on. So right from here, Steve's been taking me down. He's in, and he's got a hold of me here. Now, many issues here. What he's holding on here is when I try to stick my hand in here, although it appears to be the best solution, it can be very difficult to do this. Also, let go for a second. Also, when my arm's trying to dig in there, if he's got any sort of skill, he can bridge and take me over to that side where my arm is so I can't post out. I'm going to give you a quick solution how to do this. He's here like this. What happens is I'm going to reach around the back of his head, use my cutting bone on the back of his head, drive my pelvis down, drive Steve to the ground, just like this. At this point in time, there's a lot of pressure on the side of his head. This hand comes in, drives on this side of the head, and then I pull the bottom hand out, up. And when I do this, there's nerves on the cheek and on the jaw and on the eye socket, which you can nail. I drive my palm on. As I drive my palm on him, hands let go from around my waist. From here, hop up over and get on out. So now, same thing. We fell to the ground. He's got me cross-eyed. Objective is to get back up to my feet. All right, so Steve's got a hold of me here. What happens when I'm in this position, his face is tight. I'm going to take my head side arm. This arm's going to run across the face, right across the jaw, my cutting bone, right across the jaw. I drop my hand to the mat, and I drive all that pressure on his face. Now, that's our basic rudimentary to it. Hands pop right open, right from here. Obviously, I'm completely free to hop up. But if this guy is so determined to hold on to me, we're going to add a little salt and pepper in this. So right from here, I drive in here. He's still holding on. I slide my arm up a little further. And I just, oh yeah, see right away. He was so compliant. How'd that feel?
Awesome.
That's what we're looking for. One of the questions that comes up, whether you're in a mountain, this guy pulled me up, why would I want to give up top position, as I addressed earlier, is multiple opponents and weapons. So even if I'm here on Steve and I'm driving here and I'm pushing, I'm hanging out here, right from here, he has a weapon. See, Steve had that in his right pocket from there and he can stick me. So if I'm here and I'm a jiu-jitsu or a wrestling champion, I'm trying to pop him in an arm bar here or something, well, gee, he just pulled the knife out from the other side and stuck it in my rib. If 67% of the time there's multiple opponents and weapons, do we know when that's going to be? And the answer is no. So we need to put ourselves in the best possible position, which is, by the way, me standing up above him, not wrestling on the ground with him. Even if I'm that much better, even if I'm an expert on the ground, from a doctor, from a strategic standpoint, it's not very good. All right, guys, in past lessons, we haven't offered you quite as many options as we offered you in this lesson. And quite honestly, you don't need that many options. You need a couple of 80%ers, that really work well. After that, the proficiency rate of all those other techniques is greatly reduced. It drops significantly. You know, it's less likely to happen. It requires more skill, there's more moves, and there's more shit that can go wrong. So we top line, and what really works, where you should be spending a large part of your time when the guy gets in, gets a leg, gets you to the ground. Once you're on the ground, you need to have a few more options because of the size and the strength and the overall ability of your opponent on top of you. So you have to have a few more. Like in boxing, you don't want to just have a jab cross. You have to have a jab cross, hook, uppercut, hook, and then some variations off of that, just to troubleshoot a few things. So if you go to the first thing and it fails, you need to have that a plan B or a plan C. And you want to get very proficient at those few simple options and be able to flow seamlessly between all those options.